I do it? Can I do 3 videos in a row? Let's find out. The bond. That's something I'm going to go into a lot of explanation about here. But we can have a conversation about how does that affect your decision making? Or should it? A lot of times when the bond becomes a central point in our decision making, it's because we're gravitating towards newer inventory. Nothing wrong with that. It's convenience, it's comfortable. Normally the way that I talk about the bond and how it affects your decision making usually boils down to this. You have one or two paths. You can go down the newer home path. Note I said newer, not new, but newer home path. And you're probably going to have a bond. And that's going to present an annual expense. And if you look at that annual expense and you multiply it out, because it's generally pretty fixed, at least on the debt portion, the part that could be affected, if you math that out for a 5 to 7 year window, which is typically your ownership window on an individual property here, you'll come up with a number. I want you to hold on to that number for a moment. And then I want you to walk over here to the other path. And in the other path, we can go a little older. Older doesn't mean run down. Older doesn't mean in poor condition, just a different era of construction, right? Typically, bonds are very low. If not, oftentimes, bonds are paid already. But there are scenarios where you might have to replace, during that 5 to 7 year ownership window, an AC, hot water tank, pretty relevant right now, a roof, and that comes with a certain cost. So I ask you, you have a fixed cost. What happened to my voice there? Jeez. You have a fixed cost that is calculatable over a period of time. It produces a number. And on this side, you have a potential cost as a homeowner in a category that I call repair or replace. If you run these numbers, I think what you will find, and what I oftentimes find, is that they're pretty close. Pretty even Stevens. You're either guaranteed that you're going to pay your part of the bond, or you're probably going to be replacing some type of component on the home. So my general advice is to keep a number in the back of your mind as part of your decision-making process when you're buying a home, to address either the bond, which is a form of taxation here, or replace and repair. And leave yourself free of this concern necessarily to focus on the location pros and cons and how they fit the lifestyle that you want to see. And or if you're more home oriented, finding the home floor plan model where it was built and further on that. I hope that's helpful. If it's not, I'm sorry. Give me a call if you want further explanation. We can have a broader conversation about it. My name is Christopher. I think we just pulled off the third video in the Insight series. I specialize here in the Villages. I work exclusively here in the Villages. I'm a realtor. I hope to hear from you.